He's only
I can get
19.
an AR15 with a silencer, like in 10 minutes.
That's ridiculous.
Like an approved sale, point of sale, and where do you want to meet at in like 10, 15
See,
minutes.
that's
Welcome to Miami. Whatever comes to my mind at that moment. Hey vlog, what's up? Today we're going to have a lot of fun. One of my business partners, we just wrote a book called Significance Breeds Success. Along with that, we're going to start interviewing people who are super significant in my life. And how I look at that is that you can be successful, but it doesn't mean that you're significant. Success is what happens to you, but significance is what happens through you. How you impact people's lives and what you do with it. So my biggest challenge is that how do we shift the context of America and this world to not be about success, but be significance. Like every single one of our teachers and law enforcement, military, men and women, they do so much significance that they're so successful in their life. And a lot of time they're not thanked for it. So this is all about significance breeds success. What's up? How are you?
good. How are you?
Good to see you.
You too.
Ready to have some fun today?
Of course, always. Where's my chair?
Hey guys, so Rodia Paul, we just wrote this book, Significance Breeds Success. It's gonna come out later this year, but today we're gonna do our first podcast with Jen Kramer. She's our COO. She's been an administrator in education. She's been to a runway model, to an athlete, to...
Just an all-around rock star.
Rock star. So we're gonna do that in a little while, but we're gonna go over some of the book stuff right now. And cool. So Miami Youth Academy is I have a call tomorrow morning with Richardson.
Okay.
10 a.m. Just scheduled like an hour ago.
Okay.
So what I want is, so we have the parent release form. So guys, what we've been doing is for the last almost 3 years now, and you'll meet one of the first students in a little while. They got out of Miami Youth Academy, and he's had some challenges, but he just had a baby, and I'm becoming his godfather, his kid's godfather.
That's pretty cool.
So what we've been doing is, Rodia's running Miami Youth Academy right now, and she's been going in there, and we run them through the GPS for Life curriculum, and then she does poetry, brings in other Nova Southeastern University students, we have speakers, and then the challenge with the juvenile hall market, because when I was 16 years old, I was in juvenile hall, and the challenge is when you get out most of the time, I went back to 2 really loving parents. Most of the time, they're going back to foster care, they're going back to one parent, they're going back to a grandparent, they're going back to...
The friends that kind of influenced them the first time and got them where they were?
Yeah, the same neighborhoods, the same settings, the same
Bad
environment.
environments.
Horrible environments.
Yeah.
So our goal is not to just support them while they're in there, but help them when they get out. So one of the students went into foster care about 6 months ago. He's an amazing kid, one of the smartest kids, writing a book in juvenile hall, and he wrote like 10 or 15 chapters, Jay, and did great. Got out, went back to foster care. His caseworker lost everything he ever owned. And so we look at these situations and challenges. We got him in a few days, we got him a gift card to Walmart from, I called a local representative in his area. They called a local church. Mm-hmm. That church hooked him up with a mentor program. They got him a gift card to Walmart to get some clothing. We got him a new laptop so he could do schoolwork.
I tell you of Forever Care. I literally got a list of students when I was in the Bahamas in December. Three of them got out before I could pair them with someone and get their information and find out where they were going back to. So I contacted Miss Ashley, who is the counselor there at the facility, and I got her to give me their information. So I've been reaching out to them, and that's kind of how I got in touch with Hunter, and I'm hoping to hear back from the other two. So it's amazing that they're calling me, they're checking in with me. I help them when I can. One of them was breaking my heart the other day. He was trying to leave a bad situation, but didn't have a ride to get out of it. So I got him an Uber, and he's all the way in a whole different state. But I'm like, what's the address? So whatever I can do or whoever I can help them with is what we try to do. So support forever care, not aftercare, is what I keep telling them. And they're laughing at me, but it's serious, because that aftercare thing is 3 months, and then they're done with you. They wash your hands of you. So, and you go back to the same environment if no one's there helping you. So a lot of them need that guidance. They go right back to the same place.
50-60% of kids, depending on what state, get rearrested within like 3 to 6 months. Hey, you want me to drop them off?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I work in the morning.
Good to see you.
Good.
Yeah, I'll drop them off. Definitely.
Okay, thanks. Hi.
That's
This is Katie's mom. Hey!
That's just
Like abs and all that? Let's love it.
They're also here.
Give me like the real facts. Like, at what age? I mean, you went through some challenges growing up.
Yeah.
Tell me about your home life, homeless, and tell me about when you got your first weapon. Because this is a big thing for people that don't know. Like, I have no clue what your life is, right? Like, I grew up with 2 loving parents. Like, I sat down with one kid a couple weeks ago at Citrus, and he was Baker acted. And I sat down with him, and I told him first thing, I go, I have no clue what it is to be in your shoes. I came from 2 good parents. You're in foster care. You're in juvenile hall right now. You're Baker acted. I have no clue, but I will tell you one thing. I can offer you something that you've never been able to get because I come from a different world. So I can give you opportunity that you have no clue about, and I have fame and I have contacts you can't have right now because you're not in my world. And he looked at me and he got it. And he's like, okay. I go, so you can either choose to take my help or not. An hour and a half later, I think I'm gonna go see him on Saturday. Hour and a half later, he's like, I'm in. But it's that being real. Like, I don't know what your life is like. Like, I mean, I do now to some extent. You know, I've been to your house and I've hung out with your fam and everything else. But tell me, like, what are those big challenges? And do you talk about that stuff with other people, or don't you? And how were you brought up maybe to keep things to yourself as a man in America?
So originally I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. My peoples came over here when I was like 2. We was living in New Jersey. So like from a young age I understood the struggle, poverty, the different kind. I understood like what's really going on. Don't beg for certain stuff because not that they don't want to give, they just can't give at the time. Like I understood that young. I got what was going on. And like I just, you know, I watched us have faith and keep patience, you know, have patience, keep faith throughout the years. Things just kept getting harder and harder. My older brothers, they was there at some time, but they went off to the army and college when I was like 8. They got like significant age over me. It was just me and my mom. We was living in like Hollandale Beach. Some crazy stuff happened and we ended up like finances. We ended up like homeless back in New Jersey again for some time. To the point she had to send me back to the islands to stay with my dad. So it was like, once I went to live with my dad, it's like 12, 13 other kids. It's no longer about cars, no longer just me and my mom. So things got like, you know, you had to really toughen up, grow up. It's like you by yourself, you fending for yourself, and you in the islands. It's not America. So things changed a lot. Things just got bad. It just went from just sour to worse in a heartbeat. And I won't say I took to the streets like for guidance. I've never been one to be a follower. I've always been good at school, but like I had a vibrant personality, so I could never just be like my older brother who sat down and got a 75% scholarship at UF, just chilling. I made the same grades he made. I don't know. School got boring to me. Feel me? I finished though, graduated 3.8 and stuff like that, but that's just because I decided to go back. And now I know like you can't really make it and stuff without that education. It goes a long way. That's some of the stuff I want to instill in my daughter and stuff. It's in terms of like what's going on with like the youth and stuff. And nobody's paying attention to what's really going on. It's really bad. Like to access a weapon. I got my first weapon young, trying to be cool. Luckily, I never been one to be into violence. You know, I had my fair share of being in and out of jail, but that's not my thing. I kind of resort to like, you know, other stuff that got me in trouble. But it's easy for people to get guns. It's easy for people to get drugs. It's easy.
How easy?
That's making me think about what type of weapon did the guy have that killed the 17
Well, he's
That
from
happened down the block from
You're
me.
Yeah,
right
Right around the
but what was
corner.
the weapon again?
Well, I think
AR-15.
AR-15.
Yeah, like how do you?
Okay, I
He's
could
only
get
19.
an AR-15 with a silencer, like in 10 minutes.
That's ridiculous.
Like an approved sale, point of sale, and where do you want to meet at in like 10, 15
See,
minutes.
that's scary.
Revert back to emotion. So a lot of times, like a lot of the boys I meet in juvenile hall or the men that I meet in jail or prison and stuff, like they walk around macho and tough, but they wear their emotions on their sleeve.
Oh, yeah.
So how do you? The number one thing that I like with Puder is the exercise and activities and stuff we do. It's not about how to become successful. What do we do to become a millionaire tomorrow? It has nothing to do with any of that crap. It's literally about like how do you control your emotions? How do you know how to be a copacetic? How do you know how to be a people person? How do you know? Okay, you're African American, so you know your skin color already a strike. You're a male, your skin color is already a strike. How do we not use that to reverberate to become worse? How do we use it to put it to your advantage so that way you could take all the negatives and make it positive? How do you know not to leave a situation at home? Because a lot of kids that's growing up in the hood and stuff, a lot of kids in juvenile hall leave home, messed up situation, abuse, domestic violence, poverty, no food in the fridge, no lights to get dressed at home, iron their shirt. It's bad, it's rough, right? Drug abuse. Then they take that and they take it to school, or they take it to work, or they take it to the block and do something dumb. Now, if you learn how to control your emotions, all right, it's hard at home, this too shall pass. But when I'm in school, it's grind time. And then when I go to work, it's on. And then I take it all out on the football field. I go home, I deal with that crap because you're not going to be dealing with that for 18, 20 years of your life. It's going to be hard. Everybody that I ever speak to, even myself, when I think about how hard it was in life, I always remember that word, was. It's not like that anymore. It's gonna pass. You just never think like that.
It's hard
ever.
to think like that,
Yeah,
though.
you gotta learn to put that on the front page. Was.
That's just, he's preaching. Like, it makes me want to, like, that's poetry. Like, I was literally just telling them this on Sunday. Like, I just remember my first time going there, and they didn't want to listen to me. Like, they were like, well, like, who are you? Like, I feel like they looked at me and just like, we just look so privileged. We just don't have, we have never experienced pain in life. Like, we walked in, they were like, why are you here? Why should we listen to you? And I'm like, because I am you. Like, nothing separated me from them except for the fact that I was able to leave it at home, like he said. Like, I've been abused, I've been homeless, all of that. Like, I feel you, but it's how do you get people to realize that if you work hard, if you're focused on the greater good, that you can get through anything.
The people that went through adversity, you have two choices. A, to become more resourceful and to figure out who you can, and it's not hard to meet people. You just walk up to them.
Start talking like you do.
Like I do all the time. Or you give up.
Yeah.
And so if I just heard somebody a couple days ago that ties directly in with that, they actually, today I got a phone call, one of the kids that, one of my mentors, said, oh, I quit this job because of the people. I quit that job because of the people. And he kept blaming all the other people instead of taking accountability. If you're quitting jobs because everybody else is wrong,
What did you do?
think about what's going on in your life and maybe take accountability and think about what you can do to add value to your own life. And if you don't know, that's why we're here with Significance Breed Success. You can send us in questions. You can write below. We'll start putting questions into these, and we'll start asking our people that we interview questions from you guys. So check it out. This is the first one. This is KD. He's a rock star. You're going to watch him become the man that he didn't have when he was growing up, and the father, and he's a good friend. So have a good night,
And
guys.
he's a rock star, and so is Dan.
Rock star.
And shout out to the cameraman. Oh, that rhyme.
Yeah.
Oh, so in the comments, tell us what adversity inspires purpose means to you.
Oh, that's a challenge. That's great. I love that
That's
one.
what we challenge you to do. Tell us what that means to you, or
Awesome.
how that has shown true to you.
Have a good night.